All right, let's jump right in. We are tackling a massive question today. Is all this incredible generative AI we're using actually making us smarter? Or is it quietly, maybe even sneakily, eroding our very ability to think for ourselves? This is the AI cognitive paradox.
And really, this is what it all boils down to, isn't it? We're all using these tools to get a competitive edge, right? To be faster, more productive, to learn things quicker. But is there a hidden cost to all of this amazing convenience? That's exactly what we're going to unpack today.
So first, let's talk about the undeniable upside. I mean, AI is so much more than just a simple tool. It's becoming a true cognitive partner, and it is absolutely supercharging the way we work and learn. The productivity gains are not just real, they are, in many cases, completely staggering.
And you don't even have to take my word for it, just look at what the research is showing. Studies from places like MIT are finding that while AI helps pretty much everyone, it gives this incredible disproportionate boost to highly skilled workers. Think about it. It automates all the tedious, boring stuff, and that frees up our best and brightest for what we humans are actually good at. Complex problem solving, real innovation.
And we're not just talking about writing emails a little bit faster here. No, this goes way beyond that. We're seeing AI act as a literal co-scientist in research labs, a personal tutor for incredibly complex programming, and even a tool to help us cultivate higher-order critical thinking. It's a technology that can genuinely elevate our skills. But, and this is a big but, with all that power comes a potential cost.
Right. This is where all that convenience can start to become a bit of a problem. Think of it like your phone's GPS. It's amazing, right? It gets you exactly where you need to go every single time. But be honest, do you ever actually learn the route, or are you just kind of blindly following the little blue line? That's the core of the issue here. Our brains might just be going on autopilot.
There's actually a scientific term for this. It's called cognitive offloading. It's basically just outsourcing our thinking to make a task feel easier. And man, in the moment, it feels incredibly efficient. But the risk is, when we reduce that mental effort, we might be skipping the very process, that struggle, that forges deep knowledge and builds long-term memory.
And this slide just illustrates that trade-off perfectly. Over on the left, you've got active effort. That's the idea of writing to learn, the process of wrestling with ideas and forcing them into your own words. Study after study shows this is absolutely crucial for building memories that stick. But then on the right, you've got passive delegation to AI. Sure, it gets the job done, but the mental engagement is super low, and the knowledge you gain, it often ends up being pretty superficial.
So this is the point where the convenience of AI can flip and become a really serious liability. The moment we shift from using AI as a tool to trusting it like some kind of all-knowing oracle, well, that's when we open ourselves up to some very real dangers. This kind of blind trust creates a well-known psychological trap called automation bias. It's this funny thing we humans do where we're just hardwired to trust the confident, articulate output of a machine. We often accept its answers with way less scrutiny than we would if a person told us the same thing. And the consequences here are far from theoretical. In really high-stakes fields like medicine or national security, this bias is being studied intensely. I mean, imagine a doctor blindly trusting an AI's wrong diagnosis, or an analyst just accepting flawed intelligence because the AI presented it well. The outcomes could be absolutely catastrophic. So beyond these individual mistakes, there's a bigger, sort of longer-term risk, the slow, creeping erosion of our fundamental skills. By constantly outsourcing our thinking, are we literally forgetting how to do things ourselves?
The Germans, of course, have a fantastic word for this, Competence for Lust. It just perfectly captures this idea of a gradual loss of competence. It's not something you notice overnight. It's the slow decay of your expertise that happens when you stop exercising your mental muscles day in and day out.
So how does this actually happen? This slide breaks down the pathway pretty clearly. First, you outsource a core task you used to do. Then, you naturally reduce the mental practice that you need to stay sharp. Over time, you start to lose fluency. You just get rusty. And finally, and this is the most dangerous part, your critical judgment in that area starts to erode because you've lost touch with that foundational knowledge.
And the final destination on that path can be a state of what psychologists call learned helplessness. This is a condition where we start to truly believe we're incapable of solving problems on our own. It just crushes our resilience and makes us utterly dependent on our tools. So, how do we prevent this? Okay, so how do we fight back?
It's not all doom and gloom. The answer is all about forging a much smarter partnership with AI. We have to shift our mindset from being a passive user to being an active director, always in command of the tool, not the other way around. The key to all of this is a concept called epistemic vigilance. Now, I know it's a fancy term, but it's a simple, incredibly powerful idea. Just be a healthy skeptic. It's the habit of constantly evaluating the information you receive, questioning its source, its logic, its justification, before you decide to accept it. In the age of AI, this isn't just a skill, it's a superpower.
So what does that actually look like in practice? Well, the difference is all in the prompt. A weak prompt, like write an essay on climate change, just offloads all the thinking. But a structured prompt that says, act as a skeptical scientist, critique this paragraph and identify 3 logical fallacies. Now that forces active engagement. You're not just asking for the answer, you're using the AI to sharpen your own reasoning. You are directing the tool. So you can think of this as your new toolkit for a smarter AI partnership. Use those structured prompts. Command the AI, don't just ask it. Always try to solve the problem yourself first. Embrace that right to learn idea. Use AI as a collaborator to refine your ideas, not to create them from scratch. And above all, maintain that epistemic vigilance. Question everything, verify, and always refine.
In the end, the choice is ours. AI can be a crutch that weakens our minds, or it can be a lever that extends them to incredible new heights. The tool itself is neutral. What really matters is how we choose to use it. So I'll leave you with this question. How will you use AI to augment your intelligence, not replace it?